Welcome back to Trailer Trash Flips. My name is Mac, and I buy things to sell on eBay and try to make a profit. Today is Monday. I did not really have very good sales over the weekend. I only had 6 orders for a total of $61.70. I did look at moving up my store subscription to from the basic store up to the $75 per month option. And really, if I'm going to do more than 2 resets per month, it's better for me to go up to the next level of store subscription. I know I can get it cheaper if I pay by the year, which is around $60 per month, but I don't think I'm going anywhere. I don't think I'm going to stop selling on eBay, but it just crosses my mind. What if something happens 5 or 6 months down the road and I say, okay, that's enough, I'm done with eBay? Well, I'm still going to be on the hook for that $60 per month. So that's kind of the only thing really keeping me from doing that. Like I said, I have no plans to stop selling on eBay, but you know, I've had times of bad sales. So if my sales drop to where I'm making, you know, $10 or $15 per day and I just can't seem to get them to be any better, then I probably would stop selling on eBay. I don't think that's going to happen, but you never know. So I guess I'm probably going to increase my subscription and just pay by the month for now and see, because the store resets, they have had such a big impact on my sales that I do think it's worth it. I've checked after I've done a reset and Googled certain items that are in my store to see if they would come up, and they would come up, but a lot of times the expired listing comes up. But it looks to me like it only takes maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 days before Google indexes the newly relisted item and it's there, because that was something that I was concerned about before I ever started doing resets, that if I end an item, how long is that expired item going to stay in the Google search where people are looking for it? Then it's not there. So ultimately it does take a few days for that older item to cycle out of the Google search and for the new item to take its place. I went to a few estate sales over the weekend. I guess technically I went to one garage sale, although it was actually more of an estate sale than a garage sale. Someone's mother had passed and they were just selling their stuff. And I wasn't even planning on going to this garage sale. There were 4 estate sales total this weekend. One of them I was not going to make because it was a little bit further out and I just didn't have time to drive out there. So that left 3. I only picked up 2 items right here, and I'm going to show you what I picked up from there in just a minute. The next estate sale was pretty good. I did get footage of what I bought there. The third estate sale, well, as it turns out, it was a jewelry estate sale. My friend Kim is the one who planned out the route for the estate sale. So when we got to that third estate sale, I saw a sign on the door, which it was a building that we've been to before. So I guess this estate sale company, they clean out houses and bring their stuff there. Now, typically this place is overpriced. I've been there, walked in, looked around, and just left. I'm sure that I left some money on the table here, but they are really overpriced on most of their items. A lot of their stuff has been above eBay prices. I go to a fair amount of estate sales, so I don't always recognize the address. I did recognize this road, but that doesn't mean anything because lots of times I've been to estate sales and they're on the same road as a previous estate sale. But anyway, we showed up there to that building and there was a sign on the door that said jewelry estate sale. We walked in. It was a little, well, they have different rooms there where they'll set items up, but this time it was just one of the small rooms in the front with tables with jewelry. So I was just like, well, I'm going back out. Kim stayed in there for a couple of minutes looking around. And I know there is a trend, it seems, right now with some YouTube resellers buying costume jewelry and all that, but that's not really something that, at least not right now, that I wanted to get into. So I don't know anything about jewelry, and that just really, I was not in my element there. Well, we were leaving and we saw a sign for a garage sale literally right next door to this building. And I was thinking, well, it's getting kind of late. It's probably very picked over and I'm just going to pass it up. But then I was thinking, I'm right here. There's no reason to pass it up. As it turns out, that garage sale, which was more like an estate sale, was pretty good. My friend Kim picked up this flamingo tie Beanie Baby from somewhere. I don't know if it was at a garage sale or estate sale or what, but she picked that up for me. She said it was very appropriate. So I'm going to put it up here on my shelf by my Enema or Enema Man, whatever one I got, and my Death Pile support pig. As a matter of fact, I'm going to put it up there right now. So here are my other plush. This was a plush that I don't remember if I showed that in the video. I picked it up at a church sale. I don't know, I just thought it was cool. I didn't really want to buy it to resell, so I just sat it up there. And I don't have a whole lot of spots. This is something that I had Lonnie and Candace sign from Shed Flips when I went to their garage sale. I guess it was over a year ago. So I think I'm going to take that down. I'm going to put up my flamingo right here. And you know what? I might just I'll just tack this thing to the wall. I guess I need more space up here. I can always move those items to fit a couple more things, but that'll work for now. All right. At the first estate sale, I picked up this crumb cake baker, and it was, they had it marked $30, and it was 60% off. So, you know, I ended up paying, I don't know, $12, $13, $14 for it. I didn't take it out of the box and look at it while I was at the estate sale, but I did open it up, and it's either new or like new. I don't think it's ever been used from looking at it. Comps on it were somewhere in the neighborhood of maybe $40 or $50, maybe even a little more if it's unused, but I'll take that out later and check it to see. And the only other thing I bought at that estate sale was a Hummel figure or figurine. They actually had a bunch of the Hummel figures there. This one, unfortunately, did not have the box. It was one of the few that didn't have a box. But it looks to be in really good shape. 2002. I did comp this, but originally there was a guy there who was looking at them, and he said that one there is worth the most amount of money. And I thought he was a reseller at first, but as it turns out, he does buy things and he'll flip them like on Facebook Marketplace, but he's not really a reseller like most of us that sell on eBay are. And he didn't seem all that interested in it. So this was the only one that I ended up getting. They were all priced at $45, and it was 60% off of that. So I ended up paying $30 for the Hummel and the crumb cake baker, which I don't think was too bad all in all after looking at the comps on this one. Hummels are something that I've heard other resellers talk about and pick up, but I don't know anything about them. Now I'm gonna go pull my orders. In H3, I've got 2 bottles of supplements, and these sold for $13.68 plus shipping. In F4, I've got, let me just move some of the stuff that I'm in the middle of listing right now out the way. A plug. This is an RV plug, and it sold for $9.95 plus shipping. This is some more stuff that I'm in the process of listing that I bought between this weekend and last weekend. In H6, I've got some Defunkify spray, and this sold for $7.99 plus shipping. In H13, I've got a book. The Ultimate Mediterranean Diet Cookbook, and this sold for $7.99 plus shipping. Back in my eBay room, next item is a fire placard, like I guess goes on a truck or something. And this sold for $9.14 plus shipping. And I sold a book in the C bin, Shifting the Balance, and it sold for $12.95 plus shipping. All 6 items going out today are items from the Amazon bin store, and there's nothing here that I would have spent more than $1 on. At the most, I would have $1 into each of these bottles, but beyond that, everything is either going to be 50 cents or $1. It's Tuesday afternoon. I've got 3 orders going out for a total of $88.59. So I'm going to go pull those right now. I've got 2 items in the H1 bin. They're both cookbooks. First is this family recipe book. by a local car dealership, and it sold for $19.95 plus shipping. And the next cookbook right here, the original Cajun Cooking, and this sold for $39.95 plus shipping. And the last item is in F2, and it's a set of fuel injectors, and these sold for $28.69 plus shipping. I picked up the fuel injectors from the Amazon bin store, and if I remember correctly, they were $2 for all 8 of them. And the 2 cookbooks, well, you know, I've bought a lot of cookbooks, and I've been kind of going through them, seeing which ones that I wanted to keep or which ones that my dad wanted to keep. I did finally get around to listing some of them, and actually this cookbook here sold within about 15 minutes of me listing it. And then I didn't have any more sales yesterday. That was last night. I was actually watching Soda City Flips, his Soda City Social, while I was listing. So I listed that last night, and it sold almost right away. And then when I woke up this morning, I found the same buyer bought this cookbook. They're actually both very good cookbooks because I looked through all the cookbooks that I have. But this one is like very, very hardcore South Louisiana type cooking, and this is a very rare cookbook. It's not something that you're just going to find everywhere. And I did consider keeping this one pretty heavily because it is a rare cookbook and it does have some good recipes in it. But I did decide to list it, so the same buyer bought both of those. Today is Thursday. I've got 5 orders going out for a total of $179.14. As an overall, the last couple of days had been fairly slow. Most of the day Tuesday, I didn't have any sales. And yesterday, I didn't have any sales until I did another reset on my store. I didn't end and sell similar the entire store, only about 800 items. About an hour after I did that, I got 2 sales within probably 5 minutes of each other. And then maybe an hour or 2 later, I got another sale, which is one of the better sales that I have today. And then it pretty much just stopped for the rest of the day. And I didn't have any more sales until really about an hour ago. I had 2 more sales. So dollar-wise, my sales over the last couple of days have been okay. It just hasn't been a lot of volume. I mentioned before that I have only 1 item listed on Mercari. I did get a message from someone earlier today that said, is this still available? And I know I know people do that a lot on Facebook Marketplace. But is that a common thing on Mercari? I mean, it's up there. So I've never had anyone on eBay send me a message and ask if something is still available. So I didn't know if this is some type of, scam thing or what, but it just seemed odd that someone would go to an online marketplace and ask if something was still available when it's clearly available. Not really a whole lot going on right now. I'm doing a lot of listing. My day work has been super slow. I mean, really slow. So the good thing is I've got eBay, but the bad thing is eBay really isn't setting the world on fire. So I've been spending the last couple days getting a lot of listings and a lot of drafts done. I've got to go stir my cream sauce that I have on the stove, and then I'm going to pull my orders and show you what's sold. In F4, I've got a HEPA replacement filter for a Dyson vacuum, and this sold for $17.15 plus shipping. In H13, I've got a book. Shrubs for gardens, agroforestry, and permaculture. This sold for $14.95 plus shipping. Back in my eBay room, in the I bin, I've got a shirt. It's a women's Harley Davidson shirt, and this sold for $11.40 plus shipping. In the K bin, I've got a mug. It's a Starbucks mug, and it sold for $5.69 plus shipping. And the last item is this hand-painted Piro or boat, and it sold for $129.95 plus shipping. Here's everything going out. The big sale today is this hand-painted Piro that I got from an estate sale for $10. So a really good flip, and I got to thank the estate sale Karen for this one. The Harley Davidson shirt, this came from My ex-wife bought this for me from the Goodwill bins when she went to Washington State, so I don't have any money into that. The Dyson replacement HEPA filters, these came from the bin store. I think these were $2. The Shrubs book came again from the bin store, and I believe it was only $1. And the Starbucks mug, which for some reason has a blue plastic jewel in it. Anyway, this came from a garage sale and it was free. At that garage sale I went and I didn't see anything there. It was a fairly small garage sale, so I'm like, well, I'll just pick this up. And I asked her how much it was because it did not have a price on it, and she said just take it, it is free. So it has been one heck of a day. It's about 2:45. I just got home literally just a few minutes ago from my day work, and today was a bit of a doozy. I had a job scheduled a few hours ago, and it was going to be just shy of $700. It would have taken me about 2 hours to do it, and maybe 2.5 hours at the most. The wife had already cleared everything and set everything up. Well, she waited till I got there, got everything measured out. She called her husband, and he said that's too much money. So they took some stuff off of the job, and it went from a $670 job down to about a $250 job. That doesn't surprise me all that much because that does happen a lot in my line of work. You quote someone a price and either one or the other, the husband or the wife, they think that it's too much money, so they will change the scope of the work to do less. The biggest problem is I already had a block of time sectioned off for this job, and when someone changes something like less work, there's really no way for me to replace that extra work at such a short notice. But no big deal. I expect things like this to happen, and they do happen fairly frequently. I'm never really discouraged when that happens though, because it simply gives me more time to dedicate to eBay. I've got 14 orders going out today for a total of $234.48. I've got 3 orders here on my LP shelf I need to pull. The first item is a Kodak EasyShare C813 camera. It sold for $35.16 plus shipping. Next was this vintage Vegematic slicer. It sold for $20.20 plus shipping. I sold some replacement filters for an air purifier, and these sold for $13.16 plus shipping. In 013, I sold 2 packs of vacuum bags, and these sold for $13.10 plus shipping. In F4, I sold a magazine for a Remington rifle, and this sold for $35.16 plus shipping. In H15, I sold an overlay emblem for a truck. And this sold for $7.03 plus shipping. In 07, I've got a foldable car doorstep. And this sold for $9.06 plus shipping. Back in F4, because I didn't pay enough attention earlier, Food and Fables of Ireland DVD sold for $12.09 plus shipping. In F7, I've got a Chadwick's Blazer. I think that's it. And this sold for $14.04 plus shipping. In F12, I sold 2 packs of Kirby bags, Kirby vacuum cleaner bags. And these sold for $11.08 plus shipping. In M7, I've got a set of crutch pads, and these sold for $11.08 plus shipping. This next item is split between 2 bins because I bought them at different times. But in H7, I've got 1 pack of aquarium filters. It's actually 2 packs that I've sold together. And I've got to get 1 more pack out of H16. Okay, here in H16 is the other pack. And these together sold for $22.16 plus shipping. Here on the LS2 shelf, I've got a pack of 12 by 12 air filters, and they sold for $18 plus shipping. The last item is back in my eBay room in the C bin. Is this the heavy one with the books? Oh no, it's not too bad. Well, I see what I'm looking for right there. It's an all-clad silicone grip set, and this sold for $13.16 plus shipping. Here's everything going out today. All of the vacuum bags were bought for 50 cents each. So I've got $1 total into this pack and $1 total into that pack. I've sold vacuum bags ever since I started going to the Amazon bin store, you know, almost 2 years ago now. And I found that vacuum cleaner bags, they sit for a while. At least for me, they do. They sit for a while and they don't sell for a lot. So I simply will not pay more than 50 cents per pack for those. And I typically lately have been lotting them up into 2 and find they sell a little bit better than just 1 pack on their own. The Kodak camera came from an estate sale. I can't say exactly how much I paid for this, but it was the last really good estate sale I went to, where me and Kim together only paid a total of $50 for a huge pile of stuff. So I really have almost nothing into that. The all-clad silicone grip set came from the bin store. It was $2. The magazine for a Remington rifle came from an estate sale. It was $5. The Vive crutch pads came from the Amazon bin store. They were either 50 cents or $1. Same for this door step thing. I didn't even know what it was. I had to use Google Lens to figure it out. But this came from the bin store for either probably $1, maybe $2. It's been sitting a while, so even though it didn't sell for but $9, I'm happy to have it out of here. The Chadwick's blazer came from an estate sale. I bought, I think it was 3 pieces total. They're all still new in the bag, and these came from $5 fill a bag. There was an estate sale that I went to, and I came out with about 6 or 7 bags just chock full of stuff. So all in all, I have almost nothing into that. These packs came from the bin store. They were 50 cents each, so I've got $1 into that and $1 into the other pack, so I've only got $2 into those. Foods and Fables of Ireland came from the bin store, and it was either 50 cents or $1. The Veg-O-Matic came from an estate sale, and I'm pretty sure this one I ended up paying, I think it could have been $5. It was either $2.50 or $5 for it. The overlay emblem for an F-150, that would have either been 50 cents or $1 from the bin store. And these are both filters. These are for like just regular 12 by 12 filters for like an air conditioner. And these are the air purifier filters. And I wouldn't have paid more than $2 for each one of these. And maybe it was only $1. Can't really remember. I did not get all my orders packed before I had to go to the post office. I packed up until about 4:30 and just brought what I could. I really didn't realize how much the time had gotten away from me. So I'll continue to pack the orders and ship them out in the mornings. It's not that big a deal because they're not due for another couple days, but I do like to get them out as soon as possible. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.